I've got a funny story to tell you, and I probably want some advice. And I want to do this story because every now and again you just get something strange happening. I don't know if I've done my hair, but let me show you. Let me tell you a story. When I woke up this morning too. First of all, I have appointments that people can make with me, and I'm not. I know that you guys might think I'm here for the money, but I'm not. But I am here to survive, which means I do provide this opportunity here, and I'll just flip onto a screen where people can come along and they can actually book appointments with me. So you click on contact here, and you click on appointments, and it will take you away to Calendly. And in Calendly, you can book my appointments. Now, sometimes I use this as sort of a fishing net to get people who want to book my time. So yesterday, I got somebody booked me, and when they fill out the form and they book a time, let's go next. In here, it asks people what they want to talk to me about, right? So we can just enlarge this a little bit, and you'll see what I'm going on about. And you've got, they want to talk about Shopify, whatever it is. Down here, they can put a bit of a message, and then they can put their phone number, and it will notify them. And also, the most important bit is if you want to talk to me about anything, we have this thing in New Zealand called Koha. And Koha was basically saying that, you could give us $50 for my time for a 20-minute conversation. I'm happy to talk to anybody. But people seem to, maybe I should put that at the top. Hello, Susie. Nice to see you in the chat room. But people fail to make payment on that money. Some people are very generous and they pay before they even make an appointment. But I'll tell you now what really happens is I get the appointment, and then I'll text you and we'll tee up a time off my Calendly system. But what I'm getting at here, guys, there's a system here for people to fill out. Now, yesterday, someone said to me they wanted to talk to me about Shopify. Now, I do drop shipping for a living, and it's great. And people often reach out to me talking about SEO. Now, these SEO guys are driving me nuts at the moment. No offense to anyone in Bangladesh or India, but I don't need your SEO services. I'll be clear. I'm a certified Shopify partner, which means I'm qualified to do anything on Shopify that the average bear probably isn't that intelligent to do. I also have set up probably 50 dropshipping websites and probably sold, I know I've sold well over $2 million worth of products in the last 6 years online doing dropshipping. Aren't I clever? So I know more than someone who is in a third world country who wants a job. So I get this guy yesterday coming out to me basically saying he wants to talk to me about Shopify. And he didn't pay my $50 fee. And then I wrote back to him and said, look, are you talking to me? I wrote back nicely, I must say, for people who are watching this. And I wrote back nicely and said, are you offering me SEO services? And he wrote back and says, no, I'm interested in purchasing one of your dropshipping websites that you've got for sale. And then he wrote me this long message that obviously was written without knowing our lingo. And he obviously didn't. I asked him 3 times for his phone number so I could chit-chat back and forth with him to see, I like getting people's phone number. If you're going to get in a video conference with me in any sort, I like to know who I'm talking to, because I don't know what you're doing with the recording. And at the moment, with all the stuff that's going on with Goliath Ventures that I've been busting, I'm just not prepared to go on camera and talk to anybody for any reason. You'll get screened first. Right. So this morning I wake up out of a deep sleep. I went to sleep quite late and I watched YouTube quite late. And I woke up, would you believe it, 9 o'clock in the morning. And by 19 minutes past 9 in the morning, I'm all ready to go. And I realized that somebody has come along and booked an express chat with me. And this person didn't even really put anything except this is the person here. Now, this person here, I got online, I'm half asleep because I've just woken up. I'm still sitting here in my undies with a t-shirt on. I've now got pants on, just thought I'd throw that in there. And I'm sitting here thinking, right, who is this individual? All of a sudden, I get this sort of like what seems like a studio. And this guy's website's called I can't even read it. So let's have a look.
CredibilityX Media.
I don't even know what that word means. But this guy here reached out to me, telling me that he could help broadcast me to Mars. Okay, so I go, all right, I'm listening to him. And I didn't turn my camera on. And he was sitting there looking at a screen because I'm in the studio that I'm in now. And I didn't want to, I don't know who I'm talking to. And at the moment, I don't know if I can tell you this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. is that a lot of people are reaching out to me who are sort of coming as sheep. Was it the wolves dressed up as sheep? Everyone's trying to pry information out of me at the moment, and I'm not willing to give it away. Not for money or gain. It's just the fact that I'm not just spilling the beans to everybody who's trying to do their own investigation at the moment with Goliath Dentures. And it's starting to piss me off a little bit, I'll be frank. So this guy comes to me, I don't know who he is. So I start investigating this guy. I want to find out who this, I can't even read his name. I don't even know where he's from. So I go to his website and I see the X factor in branding and reputation. We help entrepreneurs, public figures, and companies become the most credible voice in their space through strategic PR, branding, and reputation management. Oh, it sounds good so far. And then we've got this video, which I'm not going to play right now. And then we've got, yes, he's got his, I don't even know if this is real, but here he is on the birth Galitha thingy, whatever it is. And then I get, 10 plus years in business, 10,000 plus published PR articles, 2,000 plus, is it negative links deleted? So he must clean up people's profile. Well, he's going to have a hard job cleaning up my profile for all the smear campaigns people do against me. But you come down here, this is a one-page website. Well, it's actually a three-page website because we've actually managed to find the terms of use. And if you are like me, I'm looking at this and I'm reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 terms of use. There's no real terms of use, governing law, contract, miscellaneous, user conduct. It's basically pretty narrow. So terms of use did not excite me. Then we also had, what I think I had was another one down here called privacy and publicity. Is there anything? Yes, it has got a page. Oh, no, it goes back to the homepage. So this guy that specializes in high branding profiles, when you click on his privacy policy, it just leaps back to the front page because he hasn't got one. Then, anyway, I'll carry on here before I go there. So you can have now, when I see packages and branding, I sit here and if you're looking at my toes inside my shoes, they start to curl like this. And I'm going, oh, here we go. The basic, aggressive, and the VIP package. Now, there's a method to my story, and you may be amazed after schedule a call. So I'm going to go schedule a call, and we're into WhatsApp. So now we're going to WhatsApp, which I am going to click on that button. And I'm going to actually ask them, see if he wants to, I'm going to see if he wants, starting WhatsApp, messages here, and I'm going to ask him to join me on my live if you like. Right, so now I've sent this guy a message to join me on my live if you like, and I'm going to show him now, I want to do this because I want you guys to follow where I'm going with this. So the first thing is, now I've shut down the website. So I'm half asleep. I'm talking to this guy. He looks like he's got a professional setup office. And then you get past the packages, and then you get down, the story starts with us. Your success. Public Relations 101. Publications to choose from. So you've got Forbes, all the big names. Content creation, the 1 billion eyeballs growth hacking, before and after. Looks exciting. Reputation management, protect, control, dominate your online presence. Boy, it sounds like something I really need, doesn't it? Refer a friend and get paid. Now you've really got my attention. Affiliate ambassador, monetize your network with CredibilityX, whatever it's called. And then this is the one that really gets me going. This is, what are they saying here? Are they saying they're affiliated with these companies? Well, probably not. At first glance, before I went live, I looked at that and it looked like they were saying they were affiliating. But I think what they're insinuating here is that they can get you into these publications because of their contacts and their networks. So this is fantastic. So this looks pretty enticing to me. Let's help you with your branding and reputation. Start today. Schedule a call through WhatsApp. Now, Red flags here. I don't know this guy's name. Santon? If you are listening, is it Santon? Santon? If you are listening to this, anytime somebody gives me a WhatsApp phone number, it is actually a red flag. Now, WhatsApp, your WhatsApp phone number the WhatsApp link that you've given me hasn't got a phone number on it. If you go to the top here and you click schedule a call, it goes off to WhatsApp. There's no phone number, there's no location of where you are. So that got me going. So then I went to LinkedIn, as you do, right? And what we've got here is a LinkedIn profile. And now he's been with Andrew Tate. There's all these celebrities that he's been with, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and now I'm thinking, these photos are pretty well done. But then I go to another level and I look at this and I see he's got 88 connections on LinkedIn. Somebody who's well connected into networking, obviously, has got 88 connections. Doesn't make sense. All that there is red flags. And we've got the blurb here. Activity, he's got 100 followers. And I haven't done this yet, so let's just have a click at the activity. So it's all nice photos. How many millionaires live in Dubai? 86,000 millionaires more. You can read all about that. And there he is. And I'm looking at this going, is this just clever stuff? He's even got Mr. Beast in these photos. Is this to insinuate that he's associated with them? Or is it to insinuate the fact that he could get you associated with them? Or is he insinuating here that 1 billion followers submit and he's one of the billionaires? I don't know what I would take away from that there. Look, and he's got lots of photos. So anyway, what I did is I decided that I would put all the information that I found and put together an email asking him for a right of reply. So let's have a listen to what I wrote to him. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've forgotten how to do
Dear
this.
Sashin,
And
thank you for taking the time to speak with me recently. Following our call, I have reviewed the public representations made by CredibilityX Media across your website and your LinkedIn profile. Several of the claims made during our conversation and in your published materials are extraordinary in scale, and before publishing any analysis, I am providing you with a formal right of reply to verify those claims. During our call, you stated that you generate millions of dollars in weekly turnover and are involved in the promotion and branding of numerous high-profile celebrities. However, basic due diligence of your public-facing materials raises several questions that require clarification. Your LinkedIn profile publicly displays 88 connections, while simultaneously presenting claims of global celebrity access, multi-billion-dollar business involvement, and large-scale media influence. Your LinkedIn headline and background imagery imply proximity to, or association with, numerous globally recognized public figures, without visible attribution or disclosure of the nature of those relationships. Public domain data indicates the CredibilityX website was launched or activated in early 2025. Despite claims of a decade-long operating history, your website asserts metrics such as 1,400 plus media publications, 500 M plus monthly impressions, and billions in enterprise value, without independently verifiable third-party confirmation. The terms of use explicitly state that results are not guaranteed, which appears inconsistent with the certainty of outcomes implied in marketing and sales language. By way of context, I have been featured in the New York Times, The Guardian, and a Bloomberg documentary for my work exposing large-scale Ponzi schemes, marketing fraud, and misrepresentation, particularly where authority, credibility, or revenue claims are used as sales drivers. Before publishing any article or analysis concerning CredibilityX Media, I am giving you 7 days from receipt of this email to provide verification for the following. 1. Substantiation of claimed revenue scale and business turnover. 2. Evidence supporting any direct contractual relationships with celebrities referenced or implied. 3. Independent verification of claimed media reach, publication access, and impression metrics. 4. Clarification of CredibilityX Media's formation date, operational history, and any predecessor entities. 5. Any additional documentation you believe is necessary to ensure your public claims are accurately represented. If no response or supporting documentation is provided within this timeframe, any published material will reflect that no verification was supplied despite the opportunity to do so. This correspondence is not an accusation. It is a request for clarity and evidence, in line with standard journalistic practice. I look forward to your response. Best regards, Danny DeHeck.
Right. So I think that's a pretty fair email, and I think I've actually kept a copy of that. I have, so I don't need to worry about that, which is good. And so I'm going to stop saying people can help me doing that would be good. So as you do when you look at somebody's website, the first thing I do is I get the domain name and I put it into Wayback archive.org, and I look at the history of the domain name, and it tells me that this website was first indexed on the 20th of March 2025. So this guy has managed to build this amazing company that promotes every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and he's a raving success. However, his brand or his name doesn't even seem to really exist until the 21st of May 2025. It looks like that dot is trying to load. I'm going to do one more. Please wait while your request is being verified. Okay, that was on the 22nd of May, and now that didn't work. So I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at it pretty skeptical at the moment. Now there is a twist on this story, guys, and I'm just telling you this is how we investigate stuff. First of all, so on the 21st of August, we have a live website. So this theoretically on the 21st of August, or maybe July the 21st, is probably the first time that this website went live. Here it is, X Factor, and it looks like the style sheet hasn't loaded. Now, was this 29-year-old on Australia's Forbes cover on August the 23rd, 2023? Sorry, I'll say that again, August 2023. It may be. I'm not saying he's not. Remember, wait for it. Okay, so I've shown you that his amazing website, his LinkedIn profile has hardly no traction. His website's only less than a year old. Everything so far is red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags. Just saying. And now we have a response from him, and that's why I'm doing this video, because I have actually received a response. Now, after doing the response, you would think that you'd get a lot of your questions answered, and he hasn't done too bad, but I have gone back with another one. So let's just read it bit by bit so we can get this done.
Hey, Danny, good to connect with you, and thank you for the time on the call. I want to start by saying there's no hostility or hidden agenda on my side. I reached out in good faith, out of professional curiosity, and to explore whether there was any meaningful overlap or value we could potentially create. Nothing more than that. I'm not running an investment scheme or scams, and neither do I work with any companies or individuals that don't align with my integrity. I reached out to you to see if there was synergy, or even to help increase your domain authority on your work. I wanted nothing in return. Congratulations on your success and getting your work featured on New York Times, The Guardian, and a Bloomberg.
So just before we go on with that, now, for people who know me, I've been going after the Pakistani software houses for quite a long time. They are companies that have now set themselves up in what we know as 6 different countries around the world, and they are basically going to people who are successful, and they're saying that they're going to publish their book, they're going to do their logos, they're going to do their branding, they're going to do all sorts of things, book launches, obviously build them fancy Nancy websites, even packages to help promote their book. But what really happens is nothing actually ever gets over the finish line, and these people just pay money, they get screenshots of their book, and they get told that their trademark's in place, and it's a massive industry in the Pakistani happening with Pakistani people at the moment. But the real scam isn't actually the book publishing companies. The real scam is they're actually treating Pakistani people in a terrible way. They are not paying these Pakistani people's wages if they don't reach the sales threshold. So this guy coming to me saying that he's going to do stuff for me out of the kindness of his heart is quite a hard pill for me to swallow. But let's carry on for a little bit more.
I also want to clarify a few points you raised, simply for accuracy and context. Regarding LinkedIn, I've had active digital platforms for well over a decade across Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. LinkedIn is something I only began intentionally building in January 2026 as part of one of my New Year's resolutions for 2026. It's not a platform I historically prioritized, which explains the early stage appearance. In terms of public figures shown on my profiles, those individuals were interviewed on my podcast between 2019 and 2020. There are 55 long-form episodes, most averaging around an hour, filmed during that period. The relationships are contextual to those interviews, not implied endorsements or affiliations.
Yeah, okay, so that's good. And we'll keep going. I think it's important to get the whole context here.
Regarding CredibilityX, the confusion is largely branding related. My original company, TMS Marketing, has operated for close to a decade within the TMS Holdings structure, supplying media inventory on a B2B basis to agencies. CredibilityX was later launched as a B2C facing brand to work directly with individuals and businesses. It operates under the same ownership structure. On metrics and claims, the publication inventory exists and is verifiable. Monthly impressions for major media outlets are publicly available figures. The aggregated reach comfortably exceeds 500 million monthly impressions when combined. Like most legitimate service-based companies, our terms are clear that outcomes can never be contractual guaranteed, but that does not negate the scale or legitimacy of the infrastructure behind the service. We do have PR inventory of more than 1,400 publications. Every one of these publications' monthly impressions is public knowledge. You mentioned you were featured in New York Times, The Guardian, and Bloomberg. New York Times, 580 million impressions per month. The Guardian, 250 million impressions per month.
Right, and then we've got wishing you well and appreciate your... So I've actually sent back a reply basically saying you haven't really answered my questions. And then when I go back to his LinkedIn profile, I can see he's got Win with Asan, personal, and then his company. Yes, his profile's 11. So now we're clicking to here, and now I'm getting Get It Now Free, 4 pillars to mastery audio series valued at $550. Click here. Okay, this is lead generation stuff. So there's another website. I don't know what's happened to his picture here. I don't know why it hasn't loaded. It's just ridiculous. So then I started, oh, here we go. These are all the pictures. Have a good look because I'm smelling a rat here. This guy booked my time, told me that he makes millions of dollars for people, contacted me via a domain name email address that didn't have a website associated to it. Yes, I did get I think I got his phone number, everything about this. But then I started looking at his Instagram. And his Instagram has got nearly a million followers. And we've got pictures of him here in Forbes. These are all pinned. The first 3 are normally pinned. And then we come through here and we can find a lot more stuff that's credible. Well, I don't know if it's credible. So I'm actually asking my viewers, is this guy the real deal? And if you go through the Instagram, it looks like he's a raving success. We've got photos of Lamborghinis, celebrities, the high, all the high profile people. Next thing we'll see Christopher Diago. But I don't know. So this was his Instagram. The guy I saw on video today looked exactly the same as this guy. I don't know whether this guy, is the real deal or not. And because of the amount of scams and the amount of stuff that I see, there's always red flags. And I'm not saying this guy is a scammer, but I'm saying the way that this guy reached out to me and, wanted to help me free of charge, and everything about the connection, the WhatsApp connection, I would not even entertain the idea. So these guys here, these are real photos. This guy, I don't really know who this guy is. I have no idea why he would reach out to me. I would not even be surprised if these images are not real in my industry. I look for things, and why would this guy contact me? Look, there he is with Jason Derulo. Oh my God, so he might know Chris. Who is this guy? If you know him, and why would he want to help me? Hey? And how come he didn't research me and what I do before he reached out to me? And what is his motive? And I know you'll probably be watching this, my friend, but everything about when you contacted and reached out to me was a major red flag. There's podcasts. Here he is with, Grant Cardone, for God's sake. Chris, move over. Is this him with Grant? Oh, he's having a voice thing with Grant.
Consulting companies to change their sales practices to be more effective, more customer friendly, more transparent, and became.
So all these podcasts, he's got 48,000 subscribers, and I don't know. But to me, everything about reaching out to this guy, to me, raves red flags. But then I can't deny the fact that these look genuine and look real. Have I just landed on the best marketing guy in the world? Does he really want to help me? Is he genuine? Why is he giving me his WhatsApp number with no phone number? I don't know. But anyway, maybe you know him, and maybe I'm just being a bit cautious here. But look, if it sounds too good to be true, it often is my thing. So check out that guy. I'm not going to go on about it much more. I have given him another reply. His personal website's got images that are missing. I don't like seeing all these names. So he's got Jason Derulo here. You've got Jason, Gary Vanderchuck. All these guys here that he's claiming what? What is he claiming? He's associated with them? Is he claiming he's doing their marketing? Is this new brand set up for a reason? We've got coding problems with his website. This guy's meant to be in branding. Is the guy that reached out to me this morning impersonating this guy? I don't know. The email address that I received an email from was a really interesting one. It wasn't the same one, I don't think, that he signed up for my mail, for my Calendly appointment with. Really weird. Anyway, just wanted to put it out there. I'm going to break this off as another video. So who was the guy that contacted me? Do you know? I don't. I'm not sure. Why did he contact me? Is it my lucky day? Could be. Any information, please put it in the comment section, and we'll see you in the next video.